at the Brazilian Grand Prix, Interlagos, and what a fantastic track this has been. Plenty of racing action here, plenty of history. I'm about to see all these drivers in Division 1 partake in a fantastic, iconic venue, and we'll see what happens here. And last time we were at the Mexican Grand Prix, Manso and myself was not on commentary. I was racing and Manso was away, but your usual commentators are back, and alongside me tonight is Owen Manso. Welcome back, mate.
Hello, mate. It's good to be back here. No, obviously, I've had a week off, and then obviously, like you said, you were racing. I didn't actually catch last week's stream. I didn't have a chance. But yeah, no, like you said, it's good to be back. I know Laser's gained points on Harry Kane in the championship. It's down to about, I think it's about 16 points now. Like I said, it's pretty much just between these two at the moment. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Brazil and expect some rain here today. Obviously, we didn't see it at all last night, but I do expect, I do expect some rain at the moment. Obviously, at the moment, as you can see, it is overcast, and pretty much the whole field has already come out to the pits. I think there's one Sauber still in the pit lane. That might be Marinus or Noderich. I think that's how you pronounce him. Again, another new driver. But apart from them, well, that one Sauber, everyone is out. So by the looks of it, maybe rain is on its way.
Yeah, mad dash out the pit lane, then MDJ, the first one on a lap time, heading down towards turn 4. The exit of the Cida de Largo using the curb on the outside. As I went on board with him into turn 2, it looked like he went wide, so he might have a moment coming out of centre resters. That's usual, especially for your first lap. Your exploratory lap time, trying to find the limits of this circuit. Goes a bit deep into turn 7, compromised into 8. But hopefully the rain backs away for him to do a flying lap around here. Get the confidence up as well, get the speed up as he turns the car into turn 10. Back of the throttle going downhill into Mugello. The end of the sector is going to be a 53.6 there as we head down towards Judge Sal, the famous corner where we saw Lewis Hamilton overtake Timo Glock to win the 2008 World Championship for his first championship of his career, as MDJ opens up the rear wing to reduce downforce as he crosses the line. Now the first benchmark is a 9.8, and I dare say that would be beaten easily, as it is by Nordis by 2 seconds.
Yeah, so 7.5 by Nordis. Again, like I said, we're here expecting these lap times coming thick and fast. Who is the next one? Is a Haas is Haas with the Klusser. He does a 1 minute 9.1, and then a TNR Langfeld does a 12.0, does a bank lap. And Zelux, I don't know how you pronounce it, does a 7.4, and then Harry Kane, championship leader, goes into third. Pocket Valley Go is an 8. All these times are coming in now, as you expect. But yeah, and then we've got Nico up to P2 in the Aston Martin as well.
Last time we saw Nico race, it was at the Spanish Grand Prix, and what a fantastic victory that was as well for Nico. 4 from scrapping out, it was Nico. Harry Kane. I think it was Crossfire Strikes as well, and it was his teammate Fireblaze involved in the action too. What a fantastic race that was, and Nico is back. Can he go for gold here again? And this time is in the Aston Martin, so the Aston Martin desperately needs points as Rise goes towards the top of the timing sheets at 7.4. Look at the gaps between first and third, separated by under 300 of a second. The Laser goes into P3. What a fantastic lap time he needs as well. 6 laps, 6 races left to go this season. This is critical for the championship now. No mistakes can be afforded on either end. Laser and Harry Kane, I dare say, bare enemies at the championship. So it's all down to Laser versus Harry Kane, like it was in season, I think it was 14 between those two. It was Laser that won in season 14 and Harry Kane in the season after. And let's see then who will claim season 16 championship. With 6 races left to go, it's going to be astonishing to watch as well. Harry Kane crossed the line, but we know Harry Kane's strategy is to go for multiple runs on a set of soft compound tyres, as he will go on a brand new set later on as well. Blue Rocket is out there as well. He made his appearance back in the Mexican Grand Prix, and he cost us a lot because we were in that DRS train, but the 2 Ferraris were scrapping away heavily there in the first few opening laps of the Grand Prix. The DRS train was split. Me, Nordis and Laser were so frustrated because we want to stay in the DRS range of Jensen, Crossfire Strikes, and AMS Nico. No, it was Fireblaze, sorry. Fireblaze was my teammate last week in the Williams, and Williams were on for a good result. He won the Grand Prix, did Fireblaze, but unfortunately for me, I ran out of fuel, and that cost us big points there in the championship. Blue Rocket coming out the first set then, as he sets a purple first set. Not quite sure if that's accurately entirely or not, but as we make our way now towards Ferrodor, what a fantastic corner this is down into sixth gear. I presume it went flat out there as we make our way now down this turn. You can see the back of the car one step out as he applied the brakes as we go through the slow speed corners. This is all about getting on the throttle at the right time, making sure you don't lose the rear end of the car as we head down towards turn 10. A slight lock up as Hurricane goes quickest with a 7.4. That's on 3-lap-old set of soft compound tyres. As Nico goes towards the top now with a 7.3. Times coming in thick and fast here, Owen.
Yeah, like I said, track acclimatization as well also coming in, but yeah, like you said, Harry Kane, Nico goes into pole now with 7.3. But yeah, no, times are coming in thick and fast, and I thought rain was on its way, but by the looks of it, there isn't. They just wanted to get their early laps in as early as possible. Obviously, it's quite a short track, one of the shortest, timed tracks on the calendar, of course, right behind Austria, of course, where we're off to next week. So yeah, you can do quite a lot of laps in qualifying. Obviously, you get in like you can see there, 1:07s and 1:08s. So I think Austria is about 1:03s, 1:04s. But yeah, short circuit, so you've got plenty of time to get at least a banker lap time in. Honestly, the only one is that Sauber of Noetrich. I don't know if he had a debut last week or what. Yeah, I'm on board with Nordis at the moment. He's just come through sector 1. And there is the rain on Nordis cockpit cam. The rain has now started to fall, so I'm now expecting these tires to start to drop. Let's see though if Nordis can improve. Obviously, the most important part of the sector of the track is in sector 2, of course. 3 heavy braking zones. And obviously, this is where your lap time is going to really come in to place. Basically, if you can get the sector 2 completely perfect, it seems pretty decent so far. Well, saying that Nordis is actually 3.7 seconds down. But yeah, this rain, it will now start to come into effect. As you can see, first retirement already of Nico on that pole, and I'm expecting him now to probably stay on that pole position, because obviously as soon as it starts raining, that's when the lap time is going to start to drop instantly.
Track will get greasier. Laser is coming towards the end of the first sector. Is he up or down? Down by a few hundredths of a second, but the middle sector is very technical indeed, so he might lose a bit of grip in the middle sector, where the track is starting to lose its peak performance now. Coming towards Ferrodora. Let's see if this is flat tire. Still it is, as he locks up. No, he doesn't lock up, sorry, he just lost the back end of the car. And I dare say qualifying is now over, as the track conditions have been completely washed away, and the peak grip has completely gone then, so qualifying could be done prematurely, as our main people at the top of the pecking order have retired from the session there. So this qualifying session could be done very quickly now, as all the drivers can't improve.
Yeah, as it looks like Laser's light is flashing, so it looks like he has backed out as well. Sorry if you can hear fireworks in the background. I know you had it yesterday, Jamie, and I've got it tonight. But yeah, obviously bonfire week. So sorry, apologies if you hear that in the background. Obviously I know Jamie's the main streamer, but you might still hear it. But yeah, no, I think that's the qualifying over. So exactly the same what we saw in Division 3. Obviously with Division 3, the rain pretty much came in the first 2 minutes of the qualifying session. So these guys had a little bit longer. But yeah, no, I think that is qualifying over. So Nico will be on pole in that Aston Martin. Langfeld, I think he's still going for it though, so let's see if he can improve. He's coming through that last ERS zone now. 25% of ERS left. Does he improve? By the looks of it, he's 1.8 seconds down. So that's how much time you're currently losing with this rain effective track now. As Dragon is also on a lap, but he's like already half a second down on sector 1, and that Recarb is able to let him go through. But yeah, no, this is qualifying over. Unfortunately for the guys in the bottom, let's say 15, bottom 5, including big shout to Bear Remy down in P14. So yeah, that's going to be not much help for Harry Kane, of course, but saying that, even Laser's teammates down there in P13, obviously with that constructors fight at the moment between McLaren and Red Bull as well, that's also huge as well.
I don't think the championship standings have been updated at the end of the Mexican Grand Prix, so I can't really read you them out. But we did see Laser, who beat Harry Kane. Harry Kane had a qualifying ban at the Mexican Grand Prix. Expected him to overtake us, but I think he got stuck in traffic earlier on. Went for an early undercut, and unfortunately for him, just lost time, and the tyres got too old as well. That was a fantastic race back at the Mexican Grand Prix. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The first stint was difficult because the medium compound tyres were going off, and the hard runners were catching up. They overtook us, and when we went to the hard compound tyres later, that's when we got the advantage back and the grip, and therefore was able to get ahead of people that went on the medium compound tyres, such as Rising Star as well, who finished in P6. A great race from him in the Haas at the time as well, ahead of Bear Remy. So both Red Bulls didn't really have the race they wanted. Bear Remy finished in P7 and Harry Kane finished in P12. But this time for Harry Kane, much better, P2. And the man who took his debut win at the Spanish Grand Prix, it was AMS Nico, and that's the man on pole position there. We're watching Blue Rocket. There is only 2 cars on the circuit, but I expect those two to head back into pit lane, just hoping they can find a bit of lap time there, because we know that 8.0 is not really representative for those guys down there. But obviously Blue Rocket's validated there. He's run out of fuel, he's run out of options, and P16 is the best for him then. So Pocket Valley guy, Bear Remy, I dare say Fireblaze down there in P11 is our place too, so expect them to come through the field. Although Fireblaze, my teammate last week, as I gave him a nice tow, me and him worked really well at the Mexican Grand Prix. He was on for first and fourth, but unfortunately I bottled it with the fuel situation, and I finished in last place. And qualifying has ended then, and Blue Rocket will make his way back in the pit lane and hopefully retire from the session. Will he retire from the session? Hopefully he does, so we can get straight into the race and no time lost there.
Sorry for keep interrupting you, Jamie, but we've got some guys now out on the pits as well. I don't know what tyres they are. They're on intermediate tyres, so I'm not expecting these guys to improve, but it's probably worth a shot to see if they can improve. Obviously, with the intermediate tyres, you are going to lose around about 5 seconds a lap compared to dry compound tyres, but I think Pocket Valley guy is actually the first person who was going to complete a lap on those intermediate tyres. But yeah, let's see how Pocket Valley guy can get on these intermediate tyres.
So we expect a bit of rain in the race. Is this going to be a bit of practice for the race conditions? And Pocket Valley guy is going for a flying lap on these intermediates. Expect around about 15, 16, maybe a 14 as we head down towards turn 1. Let's see how he takes it, using a bit of curve on the inside there. A bit of wheel spin on the exit too, but gets on the throttle very nicely there using the inside curve. I actually don't know why I'm commentating this lap, because it's not going to be any point doing that. It's going to be worthless. But as we head down towards the end of the first sector, DRS is still enabled. He's currently 1 second down, and as you can see, the grip levels are nowhere near as they were at the beginning of the session. So the beginning of the session was very crucial indeed for the likes of Harry Kane and Nico to do 3 laps of a set of soft compound tyres and still produce the amazing lap time is incredible indeed. Those guys are really good at delivering lap times, especially on older tyres as well. So the first part of qualifying was very important for the likes of MDJ, who struggled in qualifying at the very start. That really cost him, therefore didn't have the second or third lap to go through again. For people that can't get a lap to the board immediately, that takes them a bit of time to settle in and get into a rhythm. For the people that can get in a session and immediately set a lap time is incredible. I wish I had that skill and talent to just get out of the pit lane in a brand new lobby and set a flying lap time immediately to put a bank from the board there. But unfortunately, I'm not one of those people that can do that. It takes a lot of time for me to get used to the track. What about you, Owen?
Yeah, I'm exactly like you, Jamie. Obviously, a lot of these guys in Division 1 mainly, I know there's a couple of guys, as soon as it comes about an hour before the race, they're like, what track are we racing at? I'm like, hey? So you've had all week to obviously find out what track, and you're just finding out now what track we're racing at, and that's an hour before the race. And I'm here like I've been practicing for, well, not mostly of the week. Obviously, I do some time trial for track acclimatization. I can't say it properly. And then I also come on about R6 before my race and do try offline, of course, just to see what kind of strategy I'm going to do. Then sometimes I also do the Sundays practice sessions, obviously, that we have on. And some of these guys in Div 1, they're like, oh, okay, so we're racing at this track today, and this is like an hour before we race. And then they produce a lap time, like you can see there, 1 minute 3. I don't know how Nico does it, but 1 minute 7.3 from Nico is an excellent lap. I think pole lap yesterday was 1 minute 7.9, and for someone to be able to do that, a set lap time like that, when they've just found out what track they're racing at, is just beyond me. I'm like, how can someone just create a lap time like that? It's really bizarre how they can do it, and fair play to them for doing it.
So the German driver Nico is on pole. Can he convert it into a win like he did the Spanish Grand Prix? Fireblaze was his teammates at the Spanish Grand Prix. Those two they started on I think it was the hard compound tyres, then they went to the mediums towards the end. It could have been the other way around, but those two had a fantastic strategy, worked in the favour with the safety car as well. But unfortunately for Nico, Fireblaze, he got caught up in an incident. I think no, it was Fireblaze who won. I get confused between those two. It was Fireblaze that won the Spanish Grand Prix, wasn't it? And let me have a look because I'm getting confused between Nico and Fireblaze. It was Nico who won.
Did win, yes.
I don't know why I got confused, but it was Fireblaze who had an incident at the Spanish Grand Prix. It cost him the win / podium, finishing P6 at the end of the Grand Prix. But Fireblaze came back to win at the Mexican Grand Prix, and I hope he was grateful that gave him a slipstream as well on the main straight, as he set the fastest first setter on the straight. But unfortunately, couldn't get into pole because there was a Sauber who was in his way, so we didn't really have good track placement there. But Fireblaze from start to P11, what can he do? Let's have a look to find out. MDJ there still circulated around the circuit with his RB. Made his return back at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Did MDJ has picked up 3 podiums this season, it says. But the Monaco Grand Prix was one, and the Miami Grand Prix was one as well. The Hungarian Grand Prix was another one. The Hungarian Grand Prix when he made his return, and he wasn't he didn't have high expectations in that Grand Prix because he was really struggling on his game. But
he started in Division 2, didn't he? I think that's when he debuted in Hungary, and he's losing the back end crazy there. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if that's a glitch or lag. I'm not 100% sure, but it's crazy how MDJ, obviously he's been off the game for about a couple of years, and he still have the speed like he does is just beyond me as well. It's again fair play to him for having that kind of speed, but yeah, I can't even reach that kind of speed. Fireblaze, good evening. Ellie, good evening. Sonic Hawk as well, evening. And also, I've already said Fireblaze. Fireblaze said he did win in Mexico, and it says Nico cooking apparently as well, according to Fireblaze, which I suppose he is. Obviously, he's on pole at the moment. And 10 seconds to go until the qualifying session is over and we can get on to that main race.
Fireblaze, it's very nice to have you in SFR. I really hope you're enjoying your time here, but you've got a lot of work to do starting in P11. So let's see what you could do. You did a fantastic race back in the Mexican Grand Prix. Managed to defend from Jensen, despite him having the DRS on the 2 DRS zones. He lost traction at turn 3 and couldn't get the run to go down the inside to turn 4. I try and get him. So what a fantastic victory for Fireblaze. It was Fireblaze versus Jensen versus Crossfire Strikes, but Crossfire Strikes lost the DRS between himself and Fireblaze and Jensen, and therefore was under pressure by me towards the end because I was catching Fireblaze Crossfire Strikes, but I don't think I would have got him. The gap was going down bit by bit, but I ran out of laps to do so I couldn't really get him for a podium. But I gave Laser some points, I gave Older some points because I was going to finish in P4 at the end of the Grand Prix. Not bad. My return to racing in the one-off race I had in Mexico. I wanted to race in USA, but unfortunately I couldn't because I was a bit too late with the sign-ups there, so I had to do it in Mexico. And P4's not bad considering I've not really raced for a long time either, so let's see what I could have done. As Noah says, you could just call me Noah Dietrich. Thank you, Noah, appreciate that, mate. And welcome, by the way, Noah, too. Let's see what you can do there. Unfortunately down to P19, but let's see, can you make it up in the race? And once again, Mansa, I'll go to the toilet, mate. I think I've drank too much water before the race.
You go ahead, mate, as well. I'll go through the qualifying results. So on pole there we've got Nico, of course, and Harry Kane in second, Rise in third. A good qualifying session from him. We've got Zaluxi in fourth with Laser in fifth, Noldus in sixth, TTV Kaneme, I'm just calling name, seventh, Langfell in eighth, Jesse in ninth, Dragon 10th, Fireblaze in 11th, Mountainous in 12th, Pocket Valley Guy in 13th, Bear Remy 14th, and then I can't see the top or the bottom 15 because I'm too slow. Fireblaze said hopefully it'll be good fun. Again we got more rain, but it doesn't like with the full wet conditions that we saw in Division 3 earlier on. So again, intermediate compound tyres expecting. Yeah, I don't know if again I don't know. Um, but it says he's on dry. Oh, very best of luck, mate. I can actually see a couple of dry compound tyres in the pit lane. I think they're dry compound from Nordis's Mercedes garage because I don't know. But yeah, I don't think there is even a way to even try and go on to intermediate compound tyres. But yeah, let's see what will happen then if people can't go onto the intermediate tyres at the start, and it is probably intermediate tyres. Let's find out, see what happens. But yeah, as you can see, I think Jamie's back now. So welcome back, Jamie. Um,
Hi, Owen.
hello. I I don't know if you noticed, but it is raining. And
Yeah, I've
Fireblaze
noticed, mate.
does say in the chat. Apparently, they can't go onto the wet compound tyres, so it looks like we're going to be starting on dry compound tyres in the wet. So that's going to be a bit entertaining for us, and I think qualifying will probably be out the window if it is.
Do you know what? I've had a situation with a commentator where people have been on the dry compound tyres in the wet conditions. I don't know when it was, but it was a very long time ago, and that was very interesting because it was all about survival before they head off into the pit lane at the end of the first lap. So this is all about survival. I think I've been involved in races like this as well, where it's rained and I've had to stay on the dry compound tyres for a long time. And the Brazilian Grand Prix is just an absolute thriller to watch as well in terms of weather, the battles on the circuit as well, the unknown we're going into, what's going to happen. Are drivers going to pit at the end of the lap one, or is it going to be like this for the whole race? And I'm going to have to survive on the dry compound tyre. You should be very careful in terms of the grip levels around here in Brazil as well, especially in the slow speed corners, the high speed corners like Ferradura, Mugello as well. Magulio, sorry, not Mugello. And we saw Fernando Alonso crash there back in the Aston Martin this year. Roman Grosjean also crashed there too. So you can be very careful coming out of Jones Sow as well, because we saw Paul Di Resta crash there in 2012 when he caused the safety car and Jenson Button won that day as well. We saw Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber crash there. I think Mark Webber crashed first, then Fernando Alonso smashed into his tyres. We saw
Yes, that's right.
Roman Grosjean crashed there too in 2016 on the formation lap on the way to the grid. So Grosjean's crashed there too. Franco Colapinto has been the latest victim to crash there as well. So we've seen a few people get caught out there too. Oliver Behrman's also crashed there. So we've got plenty of people who've crashed at the exit of the straight out of Judge Sao heading towards the main straight. So be very careful, guys, and we'll see what will happen in this Grand Prix. I can't wait to see what happens here. I mean, it was a dry race yesterday, but a complete contrast.
Yeah, it might be one of these races where it's dry enough to stay on the dry compound tires, but it's not wet enough to go on the obviously the intermediate tires. I've had a race like that, and I hated that race because you were just sliding all over the place. You've got to be really careful on the traction because I've run traction control off, so we had to be really careful with the back end of the car, obviously with the cars being rear wheel drive. But yeah, no, let's see what happens. Yeah, obviously with those a couple of heavy braking zones, obviously turn one, and then you got that braking zone down into turn four, and then obviously you got the difficulty of the whole sector two section as well, and then also that as you mentioned that I think it was turn 15 where we already seen quite a lot of professional drivers crash there. And obviously, in these conditions as well, you got to be really careful on the traction and not too much steering input. Obviously, if you're running on wheel or not controller, not too much steering input, because again, you can also lose a car as well. So anything could happen in this race, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
I even talked about the 2024 Formula One race that just happened a few days ago as well. What a fantastic race that was. One of the best of the season. Brazil always delivers. We saw that George Russell overtook Lando Norris in the first corner. Verstappen overtaking about 3 cars around the outside into turn 3. And it just completely shows and demonstrates the skill rate of Verstappen. Sometimes can be a bit clumsy in terms of defence. I know that some of the Dutches are listening, but at the same time, we know that Verstappen is very talented, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he just makes those clumsy mistakes and reminds us why he can be a bit of a numbnut sometimes. But Max Verstappen, well-deserved win. Lando Norris called it pure, I think he called it luck, not skill.
Nah.
So Lando Norris going from P1 to P6 is skill, but Verstappen P7 to P1 is luck apparently. So
Verstappen that was definitely skill from Verstappen. Obviously, I think Brazil is probably Verstappen's one of his favourite tracks, and especially we saw that in 2016. Obviously, with that wet race as well. His wet weather magic is just amazing from Verstappen. P17, P1. He had all the confidence in the world compared to the rest of the drivers on the grid. That's just pure skill. That's what we see from a world champion. From Norris's perspective, I don't think he was aggressive enough. We saw Verstappen going, especially the moves into turn one, late on the brakes, and basically a Daniel Ricciardo in a way with those moves that down to turn one. That's being aggressive but fair at the same time. Whereas as Norris was happy just basically to sit behind, basically Russell the whole time. But yeah, no, that's why Verstappen is a world champion. And unfortunately, I know Norris hasn't had the best of cars, but that's unfortunately why as well Norris isn't a world champion compared to Verstappen. And I think we all saw that when Verstappen made his debut really, and especially that move in Belgium 2015 round the outside. That was a good move as well. But yeah, I think at that point we knew that Verstappen was going to be world champion at some point, and now he's about to clinch a fourth title as well. So.
Yeah, 2015 when he made that move around the outside of Felipe Nasser in Blanchimont down towards the bus stop chicane. And talk about Sauber as well. Congratulations, Brazil. You have gained a new driver. Gabriel Bortoleto is the new Kick Sauber Formula 1 driver starting from next year. As the lights are about to go out there, 3, 4, 5 lights. Nico is on the hard compound tyres, expected to be vulnerable in the early stages as the lights go out then. Let's see, are these guys tentative? Hurricane gets a decent start, pulls the left-hand side. He will go down the inside into turn 1, but Nico is still around the outside, has the inside line for turn 2 as Hurricane loses the back end, gets so close, a bit of wheel barging there, but Hurricane takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Luxi stays ahead of Rise there as we go side by side now with the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Rise is ahead, the Haas spun a Klusler as we go down towards turn 4 into the rest of Pocher, and it looks like the Mercedes is up into P3 now. Langfeld versus the Haas man going side by side with him. Here comes the Haas around the outside, here comes Jesse on his debut now side by side with Langfeld, who got bogged down there, but Nico is still on the back. A few cars going out wide, and the Williams has lost it. That's Fireblaze on the soft compound tyres. Here comes Laser up the inside of Luxi now. That's a great move up the inside into turn 7. Unfortunately, that's where he got taken out in Div 2. But look at Mercedes, he's lost traction, and here comes Laser. Oh, it's contact too. Laser's up into P3, 2 places gained in 1 there, but the Ferrari goes deep into turn 10. They're all struggling, they're all fighting for traction there, and they're all standing around in these horrible conditions on the dry compound tyres. All 20 of them seem to survive so far, Owen.
Yeah, Malnus has got front wing damage. Obviously, I guess he broke too late into turn 1 and got that damage. But Noah's had a good start. He's now up to P14 from P20. Bear Remy, Lord Danny Boy and Cluster all made contact. They were going 3 wide at turn number 3. And obviously they all made contact and basically hit each other and spun each other. So yeah, good start from Noah. He's kept it clean so far and up to P14. So good start by him.
Kanami is defending there from the RB, a Jesse de Cracker, who's all at the back of him, as the DRS has been enabled then, so no signs of the Inters being used there, so he's able to stick with the back of the Red Bull. Laser is 1.5 seconds away. His championship rival is right there in P1, looking for redemption after getting a qualifying ban. MDJ has spun and retired from the Grand Prix, and that's a safety car being deployed already on lap 2. MDJ unfortunately is out of the Grand Prix, and that's it from him. What happened to him? You see?
I kind of saw what happened. Who was it? The Aston Martin of Draugen. He basically lost the back end. I think MDJ tried to avoid an action, couldn't really do it, and made contact with Draugen. And I think that's MDJ, basically how MDJ spun, and obviously then gone straight into the wall. So, bit unfortunate for MDJ. He was feeling confident, pretty confident throughout this week, leading up to this Grand Prix, but it's ended early here for MDJ. So yeah, just very, very unlucky there from MDJ. Nothing to do with him, according to the incident. Like I said, Draugen just lost the back end and round he went, and we got Harry Kane into pit lane already.
Goodness.
Yeah. 10-second penalty as well. Ouch.
I went to a ball with him, and it looked like he was just going way too quick. But he's the only driver in the field pitting, and he's going to go on the soft compound tyres. A few people have joined him in the pit lane. And do you remember the Belgian Grand Prix where he was leading? He picked himself up a 10-second penalty that day too. So it looks like pit lanes are Harry Kane's downfalls, and that's why he's losing the championship lead there, because of the pit lane incidents he's having so far in the races. Belgium was one of them. Now here in Brazil as well. So pit lanes haven't been kind to Harry Kane so far, and that would definitely cost him towards the end of the Grand Prix too. Remember Energy Dan at the British GP where he was leading ahead of Calvin Racing and Burmeister, but unfortunately for him, when he pitted, he spun in the pit lane and picked himself up a 10-second penalty. It's not a 5-second penalty anymore, it's a 10 seconds, so you really can't afford to speed in the pit lane on this game.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I suppose I think you do get a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane in real life. So obviously they've done that within the game as well. But yeah, I'm quite surprised that Harry Kane went on to the hard compound tyres and not the soft compound tyres and not the hard compound tyres. Obviously we had that early safety, well, early, not this early, but we did have an early safety car in yesterday's race, and obviously everyone who was on the mediums or soft went straight onto hard compound tyres to the end. But yeah, no, pretty surprising that Harry Kane hasn't gone on to the hard compound tyres. Maybe he thinks it's a bit too early to go onto those hard compound tyres. Maybe he thinks the hard compound tyres can't get to the end, or maybe he even thinks at some point the track will get wetter and we'll go on to those wet compound tyres. But yeah, actually, no, he's made his mind up again. He's coming straight into the pit lane, maybe getting rid of that 10-second penalty straight away. I think he can do that under safety car conditions, and I'm guessing maybe you go back onto the sauce. Maybe he's just doing this to get rid of those. That's that 10-second penalty, and those are actually hard compound tyres. So he's going straight back on. Well, he's going straight onto those hard compound tyres now, and he is at the back of the grid.
So I think he's trying to do like an effective non-stop here. So go from hard, do one lap on the soft, go back on the hard compound tyres, but obviously that 10-second penalty cost him. So Harry Kane effectively does not have to pit again, can go towards the end. We know the tyre life is quite good on the hard compound tyres on any circuit, so he's looking to go towards the end of the Grand Prix. That's a very optimistic strategy from Harry Kane. The back of the field is gave up track position to go for this optimistic strategy. He's got a lot of cars to overtake. Everything could go wrong, but I'm not quite sure about this from Harry Kane here. He's going to be a long way back from there. He's on the back foot in this race. I don't see him. Yeah, I don't think the strategy is going to work for Harry Kane. It's good to go towards the end of the Grand Prix if there isn't another safety car, but then we'll see how fast when he makes his way through the field. Will there be any contact like we saw with that midfield yesterday when we saw people versus older and newer tyres? But this time, the guys ahead are just on about 2 or 3 lap older tyres, so not much difference there in terms of tyre life. So Harry Kane has got a lot of work to do. Has he cost himself this race? Has the pendulum now swung towards laser in P2, because we know he's going to go from the mediums to hard strategy, and he's got a track position. He's got Harry Kane down in P18 to try and make his way back to the field. The safety car is coming in towards the end of this Grand Prix, end of this lap, sorry. So that's a very late call, but Harry Kane did catch up at the very last minute. So Nico will catch up. Nico will back the pack up, sorry, and we'll see when he decides to go.
Just quickly, Jamie, Sonic has just said to turn the telemetry off. Obviously, you've got it on a moment. Just letting you know, that's what he said.
So Nico goes then, off away he goes, and lasers a P2. Good reaction time there for Nico to try and make sure he maintains the lead going down into turn number 1 there, locks up on the inside front there into turn 1. But what about Harry Kane? Down in P18 then. He's got a lot of work to do. Try and do a Max Verstappen from starting down for P18 or P17, where Max Verstappen started to go up into P1 at the end of the Grand Prix. So Luxie's right at the back of Rise, but not enough to go side by side with the Fireblaze in P11 side by side there as we go down towards turn 4. The side by side driver's lost it and he's almost in the wall, but luckily gets out of it and gets on the circuit once again. So that was a very good save there. He got on the throttle way too early, and Jesse the Cracker is defended from blue. Oh, there's a spinner. That's Norris has gone for a spin, and he's locked up his rear brakes as well. So it has stopped raining, like you said. So this will help these guys, but we'll see then how it affects Harry Kane down there in P15. We know he has got a pit again, but how much time he's going to lose towards these guys stuck in the midfield.
Yeah, obviously it's quite difficult to get through the field, especially when you're in the midfield, but he is currently up in P15, obviously with the drivers behind him making a couple of mistakes, but his next target is, at the moment, is Lord Danny Boy, and Lord Danny Boy does seem to be struggling at the moment. He's currently over a second from Bear Remy, and obviously Bear Remy is also there, so these two need to both Red Bulls will work together to get through the field together. So yeah, obviously I'm expecting these two to work really well to hopefully get both of them up to the field. Norris has lost the car again up to turn number 1, so that's Pocket Valley guy up to P10 now, and also Langfeld going a bit wide at turn 3, but no harm done. I think Noah has also got past Norris, so Noah again up 8 positions now. Obviously he started from right at the back. So Noah having a very good clean race so far. Now he's right on the back of that Pocket Valley guy now, trying to get past him. But I don't expect him to go for a move down towards turn number 6. Not according to anyone. Laser now just under a second of Nico. Nico is obviously, as you can see, on hard compound tyres. Laser should be on the better tyre at this stage of the race. As Zaluxi, I think how to pronounce it, is all on the back of Rise as well on the gearbox of him. So yeah, let's see if we can get a move done down towards turn number 1, which I think where the most of the moves will be done today.
Nico's trying to break that 1 second gap towards Laser. Laser just needs to up the pace a bit to try and stay in DRS range, although he just set the fast up of the Grand Prix. So Luxie right to the back of Rise out the DRS range. Fireblaze is up the inside of Langfeld going down into turn 1 up into 8th place. Surprisingly, Fireblaze on the soft compound tyres in the early conditions where it was wet didn't really make up a lot of positions. He stayed but restarted surprisingly, but he did lose the car out of turn 6 and turn 7, and Melnus is ahead of Lord Danny Boy. Danny Boy has been pushed again down into P17, but Klusler is still fighting with him as we make our way down towards turn 4. Let's see what happens here between those two, as Lord Danny Boy unfortunately is down into 17th place. It's all Dragon, who spun early in the Grand Prix as well, in last place as well. So let's look at the scenario here. Look at Noah in P11, started P19 and now is up into 11th place, putting pressure on Pocket Valley guy, who also didn't have a great qualifying session himself. He's on the hard compound tyre, so looking to go for a long stint on those hards. We see both Red Bulls in the background, and our late Laser is right at the back of Nico there. So whatever happened on the last lap, looks like he's rectified his mistakes, and now he's caught up all of the back of the Aston Martin driver. So let's see, will he go for an overtake down into turn 1? The DRS will be enabled as Mercedes of Rise is under pressure from Saluxi right behind, and Kanami in P5 is doing a really good job as Rise has set the fast up of the Grand Prix. We head down towards turn 1 between Laser and Nico. Nico stays in the lead. Pocket Valley guy has overtaken Langford as we head down towards turn 1 between those guys. Pocket Valley guy just stays ahead but gets a bit compromised. The RP driver will have DRS again. Further in front, so Luxie will have the DRS but can't find a way past. He's in that DRS train, and Harry Kane has overtaken his teammate and he puts himself into the P13. He saw his teammate turn off his DRS, so therefore went through and got past his Red Bull teammate. Now he's stuck behind Norris in P12 there, who's had a horrific start.
Oh no, he's not. I thought Harry Kane was probably going to go for a move on Noldus, but he's backed out of it. Again, with these braking zones at the moment now, you can potentially, if you have so much respect for your rival ahead, you can go for a dive bomb, and I think that because Harry Kane was thinking about it, but he backed straight off. Obviously, I think he's also trying to get Noldus to get out that DRS on Noah, because obviously with DRS it is powerful, so it's going to be more difficult to overtake as well. But yeah. Both Harry Kane and Beremy, like I said, need to work together, and I think that was good from Beremy to let his teammate through because, like I said, Harry Kane is in a championship fight as we see Langfeld and Noah make positions as Noldus and Harry Kane and now go side by side. And Noldus now has that inside line into turn number 3, but I don't think Noldus looks like he's not really being that aggressive, and he lets Harry Kane to go through. As Blue Rocket is the first person to get that 3-second penalty. So that's now Harry Kane up to P12. Harry Kane's next target is Langfeld.
Shout out to Blue Rocket, by the way. Started down, I think, in P16, up into P5, and I've seen him put him some outstanding overtakes on the inside of Kanaim and Jesse the Cracker as well. The RB spun. Here's Harry Kane side by side with Langfeld. Around the outside he goes, and he takes the place away. That's before turn 10. Great move from our championship leader. And next target is Noah in P10, followed by Pocket Valley guy. Interestingly, Pocket Valley guy, will he help his teammate out? We heard in the podium interviews that Pocket Valley guy will help out his teammate if the Red Bull's behind him, and here we are with a scenario then. So Pocket Valley guy has got to pay due diligence towards Laser and try and hold up the Red Bull behind him as we go onto the main straight. Pocket Valley guy does overtake Fireblaze on the soft compound tyres. I suspect those tyres.
As well.
Oh, there's a spinner. Langfell's gone for a spinner. Turn one. Pocky Vanagai picks himself up a 3-second time penalty and lays as close towards Nico as they all follow in that DRS train. Further back, Pocky Vanagai under threat. And here comes the Williams of Fireblades up the inside, but no way through. That's Noah looking for a move around the outside, but can't find a way through either. As right behind him is the championship leader of Hurricane. So this quartet will get very interested in. Look how bunched up the top guys are. Look at them. It's all so close together. Like it was yesterday. Like it was in Division 3. That's what I love about this circuit as well. This track always shows us some fantastic racing indeed. And as you can see, Nico in front, without the DRS, is sliding around on the hard compound tyres, but the advantage will come back his way. But I think the guys in the medium compound tyres right now have got the best strategy because they can go from mediums to hards, and once those guys on the hard compound tyres go to mediums, the medium compound tyres will be good. But here comes Laser now with the DRS open, and he takes the lead off the Grand Prix. Looking good so far from the McLaren driver. However, both Ferraris, P4 and P5, fighting again like they were in Mexico. Here comes Blue Rocket up the inside of his teammate, and once again, it's another great move. Blue Rocket is really good with overtaking. It's a shame he could do it quicker at the Mexican Grand Prix because it broke the DRS. It broke the DRS gap, hence why me and Laser fell backwards. And here comes Blue Rocket on the Mercedes driver. Will he go for another audacious move? No, he doesn't. Stays in P4. That's great pace, but unfortunately does have a 3-second time penalty. That's Noah versus Fireblades as we head down towards turn 4. Noah takes away the place from Fireblades. I suspect he's really struggling on the soft compound tyres. Here comes Hurricane now, trying to go around the outside in Ferradura. Can he stick it around the outside? He can't do it. There is contact, but has the inside line into the next corner. But Fireblades covers him off, and Hurricane can't find a way through. But does he have the grip? Does he have the drive out the slow speed corners? Tries to up the inside into turn 10. Here's another place to overtake. Up the inside, locks up. The door is closed, and therefore can't go through. Nordis is all at the back of him. There's an Alpine, I think, who's spun again. That's Lord Danny Boy. Both Alpines unfortunately having a miserable race down there. Both of them had spins, but Hurricane now is under pressure. We go back towards the top end of the field because they're all so close together. Here comes Nico now on Laser. Here comes Kaname on the back of the Ferrari of Zaluxi, who puts himself into P5. This is great racing, and Nico and Laser swap places once again with Rise in P3 in the Mercedes. Doing a fantastic job here in SFR so far. Only had a few races as Hurricane has overtaken Fireblades. I heard a noise from you. Did they make contact?
Yes, they did at turn number 1. Hurricane nearly outbroken. He just got the move done just in time. Was able to get the car stopped to overtake Fireblades. And as you can see, Noah is now up to P8. So Noah's got some pace around here on this circuit. Obviously started in Edgarth in P19 and now into P number 8. So yeah, Noah it definitely seems quick around here. But obviously there's two basically DRS trains. We've got this train from P8 down all the way down to Noldus in P12, and then obviously we've got P1 to P7 in their own train as well, and then obviously Langfell down to Draugen also in the train as well. So we've got 3 different battles going on at the moment at this circuit. So yeah, it's all nice and close at the moment as Laser will now be looking to try and get that move done again on Nico, but you've got to make sure as well he's not up to P3. Obviously he does have that penalty at this moment in time. Blue Rocket now all on the back of Laser as well, so now he's going to try and get past Laser as well. He gets quite a good exit. He might be using a bit of ERS as well as DRS. He'll have a little bit of a look down to turn number 4, but obviously doesn't go for that move. So yeah, at the moment Blue Rocket and P3 also having a good race.
Yeah, Blue Rocket, who almost made a move into turn 10. Almost got past Rise, but Rise defended. But Blue Rocket has got some fantastic pace in that Ferrari. It's a shame he picked himself up a 3-second penalty. I remember Blue Rocket picking up a penalty when he was at the podium again, so he just needs to work on his consistency, but otherwise got some great pace, and he's very confident in that Ferrari car as well. Now puts in the championship contender under massive pressure. However, crucially now for Hurricane's race, he has dispatched Pocky Vanagai, made a fantastic move on the outside into turn 1, and he's clear of him now. Next target is Noah Dietrich in the Sauber. He's exposed, vulnerable. Kaname, Razabaka Rise. Here we go. Both of them having DRS. The Haas blast past the Mercedes driver, and he puts himself into P4. Great squabbles going on. Hurricane is ahead of Noah Dietrich. Here comes Pocket Valid Guy now, puts himself into P9. Can he again tack Hurricane on the Retroposter straight as we head now out of the Senna Res's Curve of the Soul before we head onto the straight, going down into turn 4, the Cita de Largo, as they all remain in formation so far, all bunched up so close together as Hurricane is not under threat for Pocket Valid Guy, but Pocket Valid Guy needs to hound and needs to try and keep Hurricane on his toes and he just needs to try and overtake him and try and delay him further.
Yeah, it's rather that or Pocket Valley Guy just stays in Harry Kane's DRS. Obviously, Harry Kane's on 3 laps younger hard compound tyres than Pocket Valley Guy, and of course Valley Guy's also got a pit as well at some point with a Hurricane. Can go to the end. I don't know how the tyre wear will be for Harry Kane at the end if he is going all the way to the end. That he will. I'm expecting the guys when they do pit to catch up pretty quickly indeed. As Blue Rocket is, I think we might go 3 wide here into turn 1. Number 1, Laser's going to try and get the move done down to Nico. Blue Rocket Guy gets an amazing run on Laser. He's now going to try and go. He's going to go around the outside of Laser and gets that move done. He was trying to he was thinking about getting Nico as well, but he did make a little bit of contact, but no harm done. Blue Rocket now up to P2. So again, now with Nico not having that DRS, it should be an easier move for Blue Rocket to get ahead of Nico. But obviously, when you're in lead or above a second of your the person ahead of you, of course you will not get that DRS. And with this year's game, DRS is very powerful. And by the looks of it at the moment, whoever gets into the lead or the leading pack, they do struggle to pull away.
Yes, indeed. We've got the 2 DRS zones around here. It's just so hard to break away in the DRS with the slipstream as well. There's no way you can break out a DRS, but I expect Nico's tyres to be slightly better than the medium runners, but obviously in that DRS trade he's not able to use that tyre advantage to pull away like he needs to. So here he is, the Blue Rocket with the DRS open. Great pace, started down in P16 I believe, and now he takes the lead of the Grand Prix, puts himself into first. It is such a shame he has that 3-second time penalty over his shoulders. Hurricane versus Pocket Valid Guy. Hurricane does defend for the time being. We've got some people pitting, just getting rid of those soft versus medium compound tyres as well. We know Fireblaze starts the soft compound tyres. Interestingly, here comes Nico now on Blue Rocket, but that's not what I was going to say. Interestingly, Fireblaze is on the medium compound tyres there, so it's not soft or hard, it's soft to medium. I'm not seeing that soft to medium strategy since the older games here in Brazil. Can he make it work?
Yeah, so between the medium hards and the soft medium compound tyres, it's about 2 seconds between the 2 compound tyres. I would probably prefer the medium hards compared to the soft mediums, obviously with tyre wear. When the tyre wear starts to hit, you're going to lose a lot of time you normally do in this game. But even a hard soft can work. So you can use the softs around this circuit, which I like to see. We can see all 3 compounds being used here today, which again, like I said, we like to see that. As Nico is about half a second ahead of Blue Rocket. I'm not 100% sure when Nico actually got that lead back. I know Rocket was ahead, but now Nico's back ahead again. Laser's going to try and, it's close to Blue Rocket, but again, doesn't really need to go for a move, as Kaname is also there in P4 as well, and then the 4-second gap between Harry Kane, between Kanane and then Pocket Valley Guy, and as you can see, more guys now pitting, looks like onto new hard compound tyres.
Yeah, I think Pocket Valid Guy overtook Hurricane in the main straight, and Blue Rocket overtook Nico again at turn number 4. So these two just trading DRS. But I expect the medium runners to pit very shortly before they head on to the hard compound tyres. I'm very intrigued to see how the strategy is going to work for Hurricane. The only way the strategy is not going to work for Hurricane is another safety car, because they'll all be bunched up once again on newer tyres. So let's see then how it all plays out. When those guys do pit for new mediums or hards, depending what tyres are on now, will they catch Hurricane? Will Hurricane's tyres go off the cliff towards the end of the Grand Prix and therefore be exposed towards the end? It's going to be very interesting to see and how it all plays out. But like I said, if the only way that this strategy could be ruined for Hurricane right now, if a safety car does come out, and he's around the back of Parker Van guy. Here comes Nico now to take the lead of the Grand Prix once again as the Aston Martin goes past. Nico's looking for his second win of the season as Hurricane does overtake Pocket Van guy back up into P5 and P6. Those two just traded DRS. The gap is 4 seconds there between the top four, barely separated by nothing. And here comes Blue Rocket there going left and right. This time going left, and he puts himself back in the lead of the Grand Prix. But yeah, that's 3 second time penalty. Look at Nico there, just getting a snap of oversteer the exit. Fireblaze has set the fast up of the Grand Prix in the Williams as these guys go in now Ferradura. So let's have a look at the strategy. Rise has pitted out of this train, so expect an undercut from him, and he'll be the net leader of this Grand Prix. No, he won't. He'll be in second place. And who spun his laser? Laser's gone for a spin. And now Hurricane and Pocket Van guy will be all over the back. Is that tyre wear? Is that because did Kane make contact with him? I think Laser lost it by himself, unfortunately for him, and that's a massive consequence in this race.
Yeah, that's not good for Laser. Obviously, he's on our old compound tyres now. If I was Laser right now, I will probably come into the pits this lap, go onto those hard compound tyres, and then go to the end and try and chase down Harry Kane. It's going to be difficult for him, but obviously Harry Kane, if he is going to go to the end, it's going to be difficult, of course, for Harry Kane with obviously tyre wear. Blue Rocket has now come into the pit lane as well. So there we go then. The two championship contenders, main two championship contenders, looks like are about to do a little battle for us.
Here we go, then Hurricane on the back of Laser. We know Laser's tyres are suffering, and here comes Hurricane now with the DRS enabled. He puts himself back into P3. Laser should have pitted. I'm not quite sure why he stayed out there, because the more he stays out, the more time he loses. Blue Rocket's pitted, and let's see, where does he rejoin? Will Rise get ahead of him? He's got an RB at Jesse right in front of him, and Blue Rocket, despite staying out there much longer, gets the overcut and stays ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
perfect overcut.
That's the perfect position for Blue Rocket as well. Right in the middle, just ahead of Jesse, and of course about 2 seconds as we've got a massive battle between Zaluxi, Jesse and Rise. Zaluxi goes wide, and I think he actually went round the outside of Jesse. So yeah, good move there from Zaluxi. But I think about 3 of them there was going side by side, going up towards turn number 6. But as I was saying, for Blue Rocket, perfect position because, well, he's now catching up to Malness and all that, but he was about 3 seconds off from Malness and about 2 seconds in front of Jesse, obviously, when Jesse was there at the time. But yeah, no, that was a perfect positioning from Blue Rocket, but now his main concern now is he's now got to try and get past these guys that are right in front of him as Laser has now come into the pit lane. I'm guessing he's going to go to the hard compound tyres to the end. With that little spin that he had, see now where he's going to be coming out, and it looks like he's going to be right at the back of the field, and yes, of course he will, and will be coming out just behind Noah. So now he's got to try and make some overtakes done. Obviously, now he's at the back, it's going to be difficult for him to get through the field.
Yeah, Laser staying on the mini compound tyres has really cost him in this Grand Prix. Now into P16, he's got a lot of work to do from there, and he's been separated from Blue Rocket himself, so he should have pitted the lap. He spun, but unfortunately didn't, and he's paid the price for that one into P16. Got a lot of overtaking to do in the last 16 laps of this Grand Prix, and now Nico can name of the ones left, and Blue Rocket is ahead of Malnus going into turn 10 up the inside. I suppose you saw that.
Yeah, that was a good move there. Excellent move. Very respectful from Malnus as well, leaving him the room, and yeah, up to P8. So yeah, now his next target is Clusser. Obviously, I don't think these guys really want to be fighting Blue Rocket this much, because I think they should know that he's just stopped. So he will be on those faster compound tyres. So they don't really want to lose too much time to Blue Rocket. And now he's going to go for a move on Draugen up to turn 1.
Oh!
And he makes a little bit of contact with Clusser, but not too much harm done. But he still gets that move done on Draugen. So yeah, he got very lucky with that move on Clusser, but now he goes round the outside of Clusser and now it's a P6. So that was a perfect time for Blue Rocket to get past all those guys at once. And now again, clean air, 3.5 seconds to Bear Remy.
I don't know why, I can see actually that Blue Rocket could win this Grand Prix. He's just got such good pace, and I think the undercut will really help as well to break away from that DRS gap. And can he build a 3-second gap once those guys do pit on a new set of medium compound tyres? We're about to find out. Blue Rocket, it looks like he's going to win this Grand Prix, maybe on the podium at least for sure, but we'll see if the race wins there for the Ferrari driver. But now he's dispatched those guys, he could pull away. Look at this in the background. So Luxie versus Malnus now. Look at all these guys squabbling just like a repeater yesterday. Rise Rise is ahead. Hurricane's ahead of Kanane, puts himself into P2. The RB and Jesse goes wide. Rise goes past him again, up into P11 he goes. And now Draug is going to be under massive pressure from Zoluxi is one of those brand new set of hard compound tyres, and here comes Draugr on the back of Klusler going side by side with him. In the background, that's Fireblaze on the medium compound tyres, puts himself ahead of Jesse. Laser is ahead of Lord Danny Boy. Where is Laser? He's not really caught up to this pack yet, so he's still quite far behind in this pack.
Yeah, as now we see nearly 3 wide at the leading pack. We've got the Ferrari going on the grass, trying to get that overtake done. I'm guessing it was Draugen, and now he gets past Klusser. And now I'm guessing he was going to try and get a good run down towards turn number 6 on Draugen, but it doesn't really do that. But yeah, Zoluxi really trying to go for a move there on Draugen on the grass. I think we saw that with Alex Albon actually on his debut, when he made his debut for Red Bull back in Belgium again. Just have now Rise is now going to try and get that move done on Mount. That's pretty much the same news that Blue Rocket did a couple of laps ago and gets that move done. So Zoluxi will now be trying to get past Draugen. Obviously, I think Draugen stopped when that safety car came out, so he'll be trying to get to the end as well. But at the moment, this has not been an amazing strategy from Draugen. Obviously, I know his pace isn't as strong as Harry Kane's. Zoluxi should get that move nice and simple with DRS assistance as well. And also, Rise is also going to try and get that move done as well on Draugen and gets that move done as well.
Nice move there from Rise, and they're trying to dispatch the guys on the older tyres as well. Laser has caught up to this pack. He's right the back a bit. There he is. He's got 2 cars in front of him. Gets a better exit than both of them. Side by side. All 3 of them having DRS, but which one of these 3 will come out on top as we go down towards turn 4? Laser trying to go down the inside, but the RB breaks later. The Haas has to concede, and almost in the wall. That's super close there between Jesse the Cranker and Laser 2. That could have ended in tears for Laser. It has. He's lost the place there towards Jesse, and Laser's going to be so frustrated with that one, being stuck behind guys on all the tyres, and it could have cost him towards the Grand Prix too.
At the same time, he was very, very, very lucky they both didn't go. And they both basically have no control over each other and they go straight into the wall. But yeah, Laser and Jesse both got very lucky to get out of that. Or was it Klusser? I couldn't remember now. But yeah, they're basically both are very lucky to not end up in the wall there.
Chad Bishop could have been over there for Laser in P14. It looked like the pendulum swung his way, but ever since that spin, things have gone downhill. Fireblaze, Dragon has pitted for his first pit stop, and he might go on the medium compound tyres or the softs because there's only about 12 laps left to go in the Grand Prix. But I'm surprised. The top 3 are really extending this, you know, and those guys, well, Hurricane is not going to pit again. So I'm interested. The gap between Hurricane and Blue Rocket is 10 seconds, and Zoluxi and Rise swap places once again. The Saubers of Noah Dietrich and Melon is squabbling away there with the Williams and Fireblaze on the medium compound tyres. Who is that's gone for a spin? That's Modus who's dropped it out of turn 4 and rejoins in P14 here. But the gap between Blue Rocket and Hurricane is 10 seconds. The laps left is 12. Can Blue Rocket catch Hurricane?
I think he will.
I think he will too.
I reckon Blue Rocket was at the moment. Obviously, the gap was about 9.9 seconds just after turn number 3, as Nico has now come into the pits. But the gap was about 9.9 seconds at the moment. He's gaining by about 1.5 seconds on these guys. So I reckon with Blue Rocket's pace so far, he would definitely. He's got a massive opportunity to take that win and obviously gain that advantage on 3 seconds as well. And obviously, with the guys who's just pitted as well, they will now be starting to get on charge. But I don't think, Nico still has that opportunity to take that win because he hasn't got a penalty yet, of course. Obviously, Blue Rocket has. But yeah, 9.2 seconds, 9.1 is now the gap between himself and Harry Kane. Again, with Harry Kane, we'll have to find out whether he'll go to the end. We know Kane's got to come in at some point as well. I was expecting this lap, of course.
A stunning drive from Blue Rocket. He's hunted down the leader, and the gap is 9.3, continuously going down. And here comes the Aston Martin of Nico on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. These two are teammates back in Spain, but completely different cars now, and Nico's on fresher tyres. Needs to get past his old teammate. Can he do so? Trying to go to the inside, but there's a bit of a squeeze there from Fireblaze. But Nico, he knows he needs to get past these guys. Can't afford to waste any time whatsoever because he knows that Hurricane's in front as well on on an all set of hard compound tyres. The DRS is enabled there for Nico, and let's see, can he get past Fireblaze on the straight? DRS enabled there for the Aston Martin, so is the Williams driver. How hard is the Williams going to defend as we head on the main straight going down as turn 1? Nico used a bit of overtake as we head down towards the breakers. There we go. Nico now is ahead of the Williams driver. Kanaim, has pitted, and let's see where he rejoins. But Nico did exceed limits out of turn 3, so be very careful not to pick up any more warnings. Next target for Nico is Rise as Luxy on the medium compound tyre, on the hard compound tyres in the background. That's Noah Dietrich side by side with Fireblaze going into 4. Fireblaze late on the brakes. Great move there. Or great defence for Fireblaze, and he does stay ahead of Noah Dietrich. But the gap now between Blue Rocket and Hurricane is 8.7 seconds then, or should I say about 11.6, including that 3-second time penalty. With 10 laps left to go, can Blue Rocket do it?
Like I said, he's gaining about a second. There's 10 laps to go, 8.5 seconds. I'm going to use my kind of AWS analysis and say he'll catch up to the Hurricane by lap number 33, and we'll get the move done a lap later. That's of course if Hurricane is going to be staying out and carrying on for the rest of this race.
It's got to. No choice for Hurricane. And here we are, the Nico up to P4 there. So he's finally cleared that traffic, the guys on all the tyres. And it didn't take too long. And he made some fantastic moves with the inside, especially on Zoluxi down at turn 10. Got Rise before turn 1. Now can set his sights on catching Bear Remy. Bear Remy has effectively done the same strategy like Hurricane. So could it be a double Red Bull podium there? Bear Remy, what a fantastic drive so far. We haven't barely mentioned him. But he pitted during a safety car as well, and gone for that long stint, but he could be under massive pressure from Nico on a brand new set of the medium compound tyres. The tyre difference is 22 lap holes, so I dare say Nico will definitely get him towards the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, he's on new medium compound tyres compared to old hard compound tyres, so his tyre wear is not going to be the greatest at this stage. And obviously, for Nico, they're going to be feeling a bit like brand new soft compound tyres in a way. But yeah, he should catch him as well. 7.2 is now the gap between him, Blue Rocket and Hurricane. So yeah, again, about another second he's gained there. That's just over a second at the moment. And actually, while I'm saying that, I'm going to have a look at what the times are like between Hurricane and Blue Rocket.
Look at this battle going down into turn 1 there. The Sauber with the inside of Mercedes. That is Noah Dietrich. He lost it out of turn 1. Here comes McLaren on the inside. That's Pocket Van der Guy. Crucially, Pocket Van der Guy is ahead of his own teammate as well. And Lasers. So this race hasn't gone Lasers' way whatsoever ever since that mistake out of turn number 9. And here we are down the Retro Porsche straight headed towards the City de Largo. Fireblaze into P6. Defended beautifully against Rise ahead of Noah Dietrich. Pocket Van der Guy and Lasers as well. The gap between Nico and Beremy is 2.1. Klusler is ahead of Lord Danny Boy in the Haas. And the gap is 6.5. The last time I saw it was 8.8 something, but now it's 6.4. So Blue Rocket will definitely get Hurricane, and Hurricane in the P1 there. Be hoping that a puncher doesn't come his way whatsoever, because I think those tyres are starting to degrade ever more. But those hard compound tyres are so durable. I think they're about 50-60%, I think, at least.
Yeah, obviously, on most tracks, these hard compound tyres can definitely go all the way from start to finish. You are going to be struggling with tyre wear, obviously, right at the end, of course. Nico has now done the fastest lap, 8.9. As he also, I think Bear Remy has actually made a little bit of mistake, but Nico's gone through, so Nico really has caught up well up to Bear Remy, and now he's got to move done. Fireblaze is up to P5, but I think Zaluxi is probably going to come back at him. Obviously, Blue Rocket's teammates, so the Ferraris really are going well here today, and gets that move done on Fireblaze.
So Luxy goes off the track though, so he might have picked himself up a warning for that one. But this is a massive trade from P5 downwards, involving both clouds to a Pocket Van der Guy and Laser. Laser was looking to score a podium, but here comes Mercedes. Had a good run out of Ferradura, but wasn't able to go to the inside into turn 6. Who's that in the background? That's Pocket Van der Guy. Pocket Van der Guy has spun, unfortunately, out of Ferradura. Blue Rocket. Did you say Blue Rocket spun?
Yeah, I meant Pocket Valley Guy. Sorry, not Blue Rocket. My mistake.
The gap is 5.5 between Blue Rocket and Hurricane. He's definitely going to get him, but once he overtakes him, he needs to pull away by 3 seconds. And if he does, this is going to be an easy choice for driver of the day. I don't have to think about it because usually
yeah,
with drivers of the
100%.
day, I really hate choosing, but this time it's an easy option. Here comes Laser down the back of the Sauber driver. It's just damaged the rotation and trying to reduce the deficit in the points. Here comes the Haas now. That's Kanay making a move back on the inside into turn one. We go. Fireblades on the inside of the Luxy, the Sauber on the inside of Rise. Rise defends that. Kanay is looking for a way past on the Sauber. Can't quite do so. He's on a brand new set of medium tyres, of course. So we can be very quick out of this bunch. So Luxy now on the back of Fireblades as we head down towards turn four. We go. Trying to go around the outside, but Fireblades covers him off and he's not able to overtake on this occasion. This is a great scrap. But by the way, every scrap I've seen so far has been amazing. Side by side, yes, it's been wheel bagging, but at the same time, no further contact. It's been clean, hard, and respectful. So it's respect to all these drivers there. 18 drivers still in this session. This has been a fantastic race, but it's not over yet. With 6 laps left to go, we've got Blue Rocket on the charge, catching the back of Hurricane. Here comes Rise up the inside now into turn 10. We've seen a lot of moves into this corner. This has been a famous overtake as well. And Rise puts himself back into P6 there ahead of the Ferrari drivers under massive pressure now from Noah Dietrich. Great drive from the Sauber driver. Remember, he started down in last place. A bit of a slide there from the Mercedes out of Joe Sau. And he's got a massive pack all over the back of him too, but we have DRS himself, so can he defend from the guys behind? Here comes the Haas again, looking aim on those medium compound tyres, looking to go through, and here he comes on the Mercedes driver into turn one we go, puts himself into P6, almost takes the back out, takes Fireblaze out unfortunately, but luckily saves the car. Massive tyre difference there between Fireblaze and Caname, expected to be an easy overtake from the Haas driver. Blue Rocket has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty, which means it's going to be a 6-second time penalty. Noah Dietrich is up into P7 ahead of the Mercedes driver again, and here comes Laser now looking to take advantage. So Blue Rocket has got a lot of work to do, unfortunately. He needs to build up a 6-second gap when he overtakes Hurricane. So I think Hurricane now could be in a spot to win this Grand Prix. Blue Rocket just picking up too many penalties, and unfortunately, he's cost himself these victories. Laser pocket van guy going wheel to wheel, down into turn 10 we go, and he's not able to make it. But what a drive from Hurricane, member. So if Hurricane wins this Grand Prix, I'm going to call him my driver of the day, because remember, he pitted under the safety car, was in last place, and he's making these tyres work to go towards the end of the Grand Prix. 28 lap hold hardcore power tyres, what a phenomenal drive. And now Canade is on the back of Fireplace as we head down the main straight. That's the McLaren driver, Laser getting past the Luxy as Canade's up as a P5 now ahead of the Williams driver, who started to struggle on those medium compound tyres then, so I expect the crossover point between him and the guys behind on the hardcore power tyres starts to come to effect. So therefore, Noah Dietrich, Rise, Laser and Zaluxi might be on the back of him very shortly. Well, we'll overtake him very shortly. Here comes the McLaren driver, Pocket Van guy is ahead of the Ferrari driver Zaluxi, and Kaname has caught up to Bear-Remy now.
Yeah, obviously Bear-Remy is on those old compound tyres, and yeah, this is not good for Bear-Remy because he sees that he's got a massive pack right behind him, and he's not going to be he's not going to be very, very pleased, let's say, because he might be losing all of these positions. He might drop all the way down to P11 with basically 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. So he's going to be thinking about this now. And here we go then. Kaname getting past Bear-Remy. That's the first overtake basically done, and the first position Bear-Remy has lost. But now Bear-Remy now wishes the final lap or the final straight comes to him as soon as possible now.
Hey, I got another thing I've noticed as well. Nico is catching Blue Rocket as well. The gap is 1.8 seconds now. So in fact, Blue Rocket hunted down Hurricane. He might be under pressure from Nico. What happened here?
I don't know how, but Nico just lost the back end at turn number 6. I don't know how he saved it. But he totally lost the back end, literally sidewards, and somehow, I don't know how, he saved the car.
Great save from Nico there, almost cost himself a podium, and Kaname with P4 going to get a podium on his debut here. By the way, great drive from Kaname. We see plenty of overtakes. This race has provided so many overtakes as well in this Grand Prix, especially down at turn 10. So many moves on the inside here as well. But can Nico catch Blue Rocket on the track and try and claim away P2? Can Hurricane survive with only 3 laps left to go? Will his tyres fall off the cliff dramatically, and therefore Nico and Blue Rocket will be catching him at ease? Here comes Fireblaze, a late move there from Beremy. Here comes the Sauber now of Noah Dietrich and puts himself into P6. Great drive from Noah Dietrich, considering where he started at the P19 up into P6. What could it have been for the Sauber driver if he hadn't of ruined his own qualifier session there? But Fireblaze under massive pressure. Those mini compound tyres are starting to fall away dramatically, and those guys will be all at the back of him too. Beremy started struggling as well on the hard compound tyres. Got a Laser all at the back of him, but not the right Red Bull driver for Laser, unfortunately. It's the other driver of Beremy, and let's see how hard will the Red Bull driver defend. But the gap is 1.4 seconds between Blue Rocket and Hurricane. 15 lap younger tyres, and Hurricane is just surviving. Nico could be on the scene too. Watch out towards the Grand Prix. We know how dramatic things can get when the tyres start to drop off. Here comes the McLaren driver up to the inside, but thinks better of it. But Rise goes a bit deep, so Beremy might get a better exit side by side with the Mercedes driver as we head down towards Junsao. Big contact between those two as we head down now towards Junsao. Rise just wins in that battle, but there's 2 laps left to go in the Grand Prix. We could see a battle for the lead between the top 3. Blue Rocket surely on this lap being DRS Rage. Here comes Laser on the back of Beremy. Here comes the Sauber of Noah Dietrich on Fireblaze. Into turn 1 we go. He goes around the outside, so does Laser on Beremy as we head down towards turn 2 now. But focus on the top 3. Hurricane's tyres surely must be off the cliff now.
Yeah, they will be, and obviously now you can see Harry Kane, Laser, what he's got to concentrate on is getting past this pack for basically damage limitation for the championship. I think his best result will be a P5. I think that's the furthest he can go now. I don't think we have time if he can get past these two. We won't really have time to get past Kaname. We got further down, Rise and Pocket Valley Guy going side by side. They've been battling for quite a while, these two, to be fair, and they're all now basically stuck behind Beremy. Pocket Valley Guy is now going to try and make a lunge on Beremy. Beremy, of course, on those old compound tyres near the front of the field. Now we've got Blue Rocket. 7/10 is the gap between Hurricane as we now go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Hurricane is going to win this Grand Prix because Blue Rocket's got a 6-second time limit. It's always nice to see a last lap battle. Unfortunately, Nico is not involved as well. That half spin he had in that middle sector probably cost him to get in this battle. Lays on the back of Fireblaze. So here it is. The DRS is open on the back of the Ferrari's rear wing, but Hurricane used a bit of overtake there, just stay in front. But will Blue Rocket out-drag Hurricane towards the line? We saw that with Mr. Wiggles and I think Mad G as well. Here comes Noah Dietrich on Fireblaze, who's surviving on those big compound tyres. He puts himself into P5, but later the breaks goes Fireblaze, and they're able to go around the outside to maintain P5. So look, sees under pressure from Rise. Again, this is a great scrap in the lower end of the midfield. Jesse picks himself up at 3-second penalty, but Blue Rocket can he out-drag Hurricane towards the line? We're about to find out. Those tyres have no grip whatsoever, so Blue Rocket is able to get the launch. AMS Nico is almost in DRS range, but it's a shame he couldn't arrive on the scene earlier to have a fantastic battle between the top 3.
One more lap, that's all he needed.
Indeed, and here is Hurricane then. He'll probably be out-dragged, but he probably won't care because he knows that Blue Rocket's got a 6-second time penalty. Here he is with the DRS open. Blue Rocket takes the lead of the Grand Prix, but Hurricane will come across the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's his 9th win of the season. Fantastic drive from Hurricane. Nico on the podium again, like the Spanish Grand Prix. Blue Rocket on the podium and survives as well because Kanay was 2 seconds away. Noah Dietrich finishes in P5. Laser in P6. Fireblaze 4 thousandths away. I think Laser just out-dragged him there towards the line in P7. Beremy dropped like a stone in the end to finish in P8. Rise in P9. Zaluxi P10. Pocket Valley Guy 11th head of Jesse the Cranker. As Nolas in P13. We do have an early spin that took him out of contention in the race. Dragon in 14th. Look at that multi-car scrap between 14th down to 18th. But what a battle. Owen, this has been a fantastic race, mate.
Yeah, it's been a very clean, a very good race indeed. Like you said, the only real contact we saw was between, I think it was Cluster and Laser. But apart from that, it's been an excellent Grand Prix. Very clean. Obviously, we had that early safety car. But that, apart from that, it's been an excellent race.
Disappointment at the Mexican Grand Prix when we got a qualifying ban. Redemption here in Brazil, and it's the second time as well that Red Bull's won this Grand Prix in 2 years in a row. Because 2 seasons in a row. Because Beremy won last time out in Brazil last season in the Red Bull. This time it's Hurricane. What a strategy from Hurricane as well. He pitted under the first safety car, almost went the whole race on a set of hard compound tyres. And Nico, I think that traffic he got stuck in maybe cost him towards the end. That half spin definitely cost him as well. Nico So close, but yet so far to pick up his second win of the season. But a great result nonetheless. Blue Rocket, P60 to P3. Now, Owen, I don't know. Who would
Yeah.
you choose for your driver of the day? Because we've got multiple scenarios going on here between Blue Rocket and the Hurricane situation.
Personally, I will go for Blue Rocket just because of where he started from and where he finished. But obviously, like you said, we've had an excellent Grand Prix, and it is quite difficult to choose from. But me personally, I would go for Blue Rocket.
This is why I hate choosing driver of the day, because if I choose somebody, somebody else will get upset. So I don't like being in this situation. But I'll decide later on. We've got number D-Trick in P5. What a fantastic drive for the Dutchman in P5 there from starting P19. We've seen plenty of good moves from him as well. Kept it nice and clean to finish in fifth in the end. What could it have been for the Sauber driver? Sauber need these results as well, because we know that Rabbit dropped out. He almost picked up a race winner against Roberval at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So he dropped out during the early stages of the Grand Prix. But multiple people in the Sauber as well, including Bonus as well. We've had Keenan Albarak in the Sauber. Wingish as well in the Sauber as well, who picked up a podium back in the Singapore Grand Prix. So loads of people has been in the Sauber camp, and they're currently in P7 in the championship as well. Maybe Elite Frog, Alpine, Visa, Cash App, Red Bull, and close to Aston Martin as well. But yeah, Sauber really need a good, strong lineup, because they've got a lot of potential, but they've got a lot of different drivers turned up on the scene as well. But Red Bull will continue to extend their championship lead ahead of McLaren, and it's looking good for Red Bull so far as well. For the man in first in the championship, Nico on the podium too. Blue Rocket has joined, and we can hear from the podium interviewers. So, Blue Rocket, we'll start with you, mate. You must be a bit devastated, because I know P3 is a good result, but at the same time, you must be a bit frustrated with yourself, because you picked yourself up a 6-second time penalty, and we know you had such great pace in the race. You proved it as well, especially when you came out ahead of the people that went for the undercut, but actually you turned it into an overcut and stayed ahead of those guys in the other pack. So talk us through your race, and talk us how you feel during the Grand Prix too.
Well, yeah, it was a good race because I started 16th, on 16th place, and I had very good pace all race, and then I just kept overtaking people with the mediums, and I found myself like in P3 before the pit stops, and then I pitted one lap earlier than later, I think, and well, yeah, went with the hards. They were good for me, so I just had very good pace, but in the end, Hurricane was very fast and managed to keep it on the track, and but. The bad part was the penalties that cost me P2, but overall, a pretty good race for me.
It was a very good race. We've seen you got some great pace, but I know at the same time, I think you, in another race where you were on the podium again, but you picked yourself up penalties. So it's just the consistency you need to work on, isn't it, Blue Rocket?
Yeah, need to practice more, but the pace is there. Yeah,
Pace is definitely there, but you did a fantastic job today as well. And when you saw that Harry Kay picked up the first safety car, you stayed out. And when you came out of the pit lane, did you think that you could catch Harry Kay? Did you always have it in your mind, or did you think he was a bit too far away?
Well, to be honest, I didn't realize he pitted, and when I saw him like 10 seconds ahead of me, I thought like, well, he's gonna pit. But then the laps were like 5 laps till the end, and I was like, oh no, he's not gonna pit anymore. And I was spraying his tires were gonna crash, or like he's gonna crash, or the tires gonna die, but it didn't. And well, I managed to catch him, but well, I just wanted to get ahead for the sake of it, because I had a penalty anyway, so just for the fun of it.
Bit of a disappointment in Mexico, because I know you and your teammate were scrapping quite a lot in the early stages, and I was there with you when you and your teammate were fighting. So this time out, fantastic overtaking, because I know you and your teammate had a big fight, and that cost you the DRS trade as well. So was it a learning curve from Mexico all the way to Brazil? I was involved in that fight too, back in Mexico.
Yeah, like I had a fight with my teammate, but it was not the same one, and they went in Mexico. I didn't understand what happened in Mexico, to be honest, because we just kept fighting and lost the DRS, and then all the way, like I went all the way to the back. But no, today was a good fight with him, and it was just fun. I don't have to. He doesn't have to worry about anything. Like we did good.
It's nice to see you here too, Blue Rocket. You've got some fantastic pace, and I really hope you stay with us for the rest of the season, because you are a real contender. You've just shown us what you could do today. If it wasn't for those penalties, you'd definitely be up there and potentially win this Grand Prix. You just got Hurricane on the line, but yeah, definitely shows what you could do in this league. And how do you feel for the next couple of races? Do you think you can really take the challenge to these guys in the next 6 races?
Well, yeah, I think so. I'm confident about my pace, but I just gotta practice more to like get those warnings off me, and hopefully just have a clean race and finish where my pace is, not where my penalty goes. Like when my punishment make me finish. Like I want to finish with in my real position, whether it's P1 or P4, but without penalties. That's the thing.
I understand what you mean, mate. And yeah, like you said in Mexico as well, when your teammate gets scrapped, I was very annoyed with you both because you were fighting in really bad places, like the middle sector, down at turn 30.
Don't remind me, please. Don't remind me.
Yeah, because the top three pulled away, didn't they? But this time you learned your lesson and you overtook in the right place at the right time to stay in the DRS.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, nice to race you as well back in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, I was P2 in Mexico and finished P9. I was a bit annoyed, to be honest.
But did you start on the mediums or was that your teammate in that race?
Did I show what? Sorry.
Did you start on the hards or was that your teammate in the race?
No, I was in the hards, but I wanted to let him through, but not let him through, but like I wanted to make him overtake me in a place where we didn't lose time, and we kept fighting in places we didn't have to, and then I kept getting overtook by all the guys, and then I finished in P9. What a race, to be honest. What a race.
I was desperate to overtake you guys as well because you were both annoying me so much.
Yeah.
But anyways, what a fantastic race for you today. And how do you feel for the Austrian Grand Prix next week, mate?
Well, I'm confident, but it's hard with penalties as well, so I have to work it out.
Oh yeah, Chalo is going to be brutal on there too, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're going to hand it over to you, Owen. You got any questions for Blue Rocket?
No, I have not, but brilliant pace from you, Blue Rocket. Like you said, he started P16. But yeah, no, excellent race. And personally, sorry to Nico if Harry Kane off high offensive, but Blue Rocket, you are my driver of the day.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I felt like it as well. Don't want to sound arrogant, but I definitely feel like that.
We'll see you next week if you finish on the podium again.
Yeah, I'll race there.
Right, we move on to AMS Nico now. So, Nico, welcome back to the podium, mate. Not the first step like you won at the Spanish Grand Prix, but still a great podium today. And did you think that when you came out of the pit lane, you were stuck behind guys in all the tires? You were stuck behind them for a while. Then Owen caught you having a moment in the middle sector where you had a big snap as well. So do you think those moments will cost you? Because you were crashing quite quickly towards near the end. Did you feel like you could be involved in the battle between Harry Kane and Blue Rocket and potentially win the Grand Prix?
Yeah, hello. I don't know how to say that, but he boxed lap, I don't know, 4 or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I wasn't expecting that he can drive to the end, and I was on hard and medium. Was the best strategy, but had a big mistake lap 31 that cost me the win, maybe, because I lost 2 seconds, I think. And yeah, I was not expecting too much this race because I had no practice at all, because I had no time. So yeah, a bit frustrated, but yeah, still okay.
Yeah, it was frustrating with the Saints. So I thought someone else was speaking there, but it's my echo. But yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but still P2 was a great result. Yeah, did you know that Harry Kane pitted under the first safety car?
What do you mean?
Did you know under the first safety car how Harry came in the pit lane on the hard compound tyres? Was you aware of that?
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I don't know, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. But another podium here in Brazil, another great result today. And what's your expectation for the Australian Grand Prix? Do you really think you can try match these guys?
I don't know if I can practice, but I will do when I can. So without practice, I can't drive, I think. So yeah, I will try to practice and get a nice result again.
Did you say you couldn't practice because you hurt yourself?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you hurt yourself. Sorry about that. But despite not practicing, you still got some really good pace, mate. So it's nice to see that the overtakes you put in today as well, especially with guys with all the tyres and being at the top of the field as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's a bad pace, so I don't know how the pace is for other guys, but for me it's bad. So I don't know.
Mate, I would dream to have your pace.
Yeah.
But it's another podium. It's another podium again today, mate. So well done. And how do you feel for the Austrian Grand Prix for next Tuesday?
It's a nice track. I like it, but the curbs I don't like it. So in a race, it's ugly to touch them. So yeah, I'm happy to drive them.
Well, good luck, mate, for next week. And well done today, mate, on the podium.
Thank you. GG.
GG. You got any questions towards Nico? Owen, you there?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. No, again, good race from you, Nico. Again, you kept it clean. Obviously, with the little mistake that maybe cost you the win, but it's still another podium at the end of the day. So yeah, no, good race and good luck for Austria next week.
Yeah, it's frustrated though. So that mistake was minimum 2 seconds. It was sector 2 beginning, and yeah, after that my tires got fucked by the temperature, and yeah, I don't know. I had to drive safe, and yeah.
We move on to the race winner there, Matthias. Yeah, disappointment in the Mexican Grand Prix with a qualifying ban, but you came back with a bang, and well done today, mate. What a fantastic race from you. Your tyre management is superb. We've seen it this season, especially last season on the old intermediates, the Singapore Grand Prix and the Chinese Grand Prix too. You're such good at managing tyres, mate. What's your speciality? How are you able to manage your tyres so well, especially when guys come at you with much better tyres at the end?
Yeah, I don't know. I just drive the way I do, and the tires just last. But yeah, the tires were done. I was losing like a second to the guys behind the last four laps, I think. So yeah, when everyone had pitted, I thought I had a good gap to them and would be like in the lead by like 5 seconds, but the tires went off in like 31 or 32, so yeah, I was just pushing as much as I could on the worn tires to keep the lead.
What was your thinking process when you pitted on that stage car to go on the softs and go back on the hardcore pod tires you started on? What was going through your mind there? Was you thinking other people would go to the pit lane, or was you just did you know that the hards could just go all the way to the end of the Grand Prix?
Yeah, I knew that the hards could go on percent, that they wouldn't puncture. But the thing was that I got the 10-second time penalty into the pits, so I changed the tire that I would be on so that I could go into the pits and take the 10-second time penalty and then be on the hards as well.
Oh yeah, that 10-second penalty that you picked up. I thought it would really cost you towards the end, but yeah, you pitted it again to get rid of that 10-second penalty and get back on the hardcore power tires. I bet you were so nervous when Blue Rocket was catching you down. And did you think before he picked up a 6-second penalty that he would get you definitely towards the end and build that 3-second gap up before he picked up another penalty?
To be honest, I thought that I would lead by at least 3 seconds to both of them at the end, but my tires just went off. They wouldn't turn. They just had no grip in acceleration in the middle sector. So yeah, it was unexpected that they would catch up that much in the last laps, and the last couple of laps I was worried that I would be driven past and I would make a mistake, but I kept it in the end.
Yeah, because I thought that when he was catching you up so quickly that he would pass you like a freight train and pull away. But I bet you were relieved when he picked up a 6-second penalty. That probably like calmed you down a bit.
Yeah, but the Nico, because he had no penalty and he was right behind. When the Blue Rocket passed, I thought that I could get the DRS and hang on to him. Yeah, but I was on my last track limits as well, so I couldn't push to the maximum either.
And you make a big statement today because your championship rival of Laser, who made a big mistake and it cost him a lot of points in the end as well. Could have been on for a potential podium or win, but unfortunately for him, made that mistake. And you gained a lot of points in the championship as well. And this is making you more confident to win your second championship this season.
Yeah, of course, every race it goes where I gain points on my rivals. It's always good, but yeah, I'm still thinking about one lap, one race, one lap, yeah, one corner at a time.
And yeah, you definitely got that racecraft as well. You definitely got some fantastic racecraft, and hence why you're leading the championship. And you got so many wins this season: 9 wins, 11 podiums, but only 1 pole position, interestingly. But we know that you don't really do well in qualifying because you tend to focus more on the race pace, don't you?
Yeah, I often do practice more race and do my setup more for the race, so that I will be able to race high in the races, and I can overtake in a lot of places. Yeah, I tend to do that.
And I was really hoping that I could race with you last week in Mexico, but unfortunately, I had that qualifying ban.
Yeah, but I made like 5 positions in the first lap, so I was going up the midfield, but Coffee moved under the brakes and damaged my wing, so I couldn't get past.
Were you surprised about my pace in Mexico?
Yeah, you had good pace until the end, when you, I don't know, spun or something. Ran out of fuel. Yeah, because I passed you in the last lap.
Yeah, you did. I was so devastated. I could have been on for a P4, mate.
Yeah, I know. I saw the laps before.
But yeah, from a qualifying ban at the Mexican Grand Prix to finishing in P13 last week, now to winning the Grand Prix, I've been on old tyres towards the end. That was a fantastic drive, wonderful display of driving, good tyre management, good racecraft as well, and kept calm whilst being under pressure from the guys behind. And obviously, with no penalties whatsoever, so you won it, and ahead of Blue Rocket, who did get penalties in the end. And yeah, well done today, Matthias. You did a fantastic job. Very happy for you.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Owen, you got any questions to ask for Matthias?
Again, I don't normally do, and I don't. But again, no, excellent race from you, Harry Kane. Your ninth win of the season. Let's see if you can get that into double form, or double numbers. I think that's probably been the first time it's happened in SFR, to be fair. But yeah, no, good luck for Australia. I was about to say Australia, then that's not Australia. Austria. Yeah, and we'll be me and Jamie will be waiting for another Harry Kane podcast next week. So best of luck, and we'll see you then.
Yeah.
So that's it then for me and Owen. So we round off the Brazilian Grand Prix, Div 3, Div 2, Div 1. All 3 divisions provide us some great entertainment action here tonight. We move on to the Austrian Grand Prix next week on Tuesday, Monday and Wednesday. Join Thomas back for the Austrian Grand Prix Div 3. Join me and Libby Simmons for Div 2. And join me and Owen Mansell for Division 1 next week on Wednesday in Austria. So we'll see you all next week and have a good night. And yeah, can't wait to see what Austria has in store for us. That's 3 DRS zones around here, so expect the grid to be even more bunched up, and we'll see a lot of fights underway there